Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with us this morning. Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. The summer is passing and we're entering fall. All right. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to become financially independent by currency trading using our very accurate proprietary trading tools. And we supplement that with personalized one-on-one training, which we believe is the only way to kind of navigate the jungle of Forex trading. So with that, in this session, what I do is use two of the dozen signals that we have to analyze the charts and see if there is a good trade setup. And the two signals I use are something called the 10-point trade, which basically tries to get all the lines on the charts to line up a certain way. And the second is something called a thick orange line trade, which is a little scalp trade that we take at the top of the hour right before the clock changes or the candles change. So with that, let us get going. We start our sessions by listening to this guy. So let's do that.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
All right. In addition to this session, if you are a light, you have access to these other live trade sessions and webinars. If you are a regular member, you get access to many more live trades. Purpose of doing the live trades is twofold. One is or actually threefold. One is educational. You learn by watching other people who are good at it do it. Two, to show you how well the tools work when you know how to use them, by watching someone like me be able to use them and trade effectively. And then three, when you start up, it becomes kind of a helping hand. We're giving you trades that you can copy while you are honing your own skills. So I like to trade off of a checklist or a routine. It keeps me focused. The first thing I do is make sure that my charts are connected to the internet and live, both my MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 4. I like to go back and review the previous day's analysis and make sure with the goal of improving. In fact, you will see. Let's take a look here. I do that in all aspects of my life. So I'm going to just pull up where to go here. In the morning, I do some reading. Where did it go? uh, one of the newsletters I subscribe to as part of that continuous improvement process, quoting Pythagoras from 2,500 years ago, where the Stoics who used to come up with methods for continuous self-improvement. Allow not sleep to close your weary eyes until you've reckoned upon each daytime deed. Where did I go wrong? What did I do? And what duties left undone? From first to last, review your acts and then reprove yourself for wretched acts, but rejoice in those done well. So, the idea of going back, seeing what you did wrong with the goal of improving it has been around for a long, long time. And our goal here is we're not just words about making your best self. We practice it in all we do. And then, here's a kind of a more modern version of it, where this guy calls it the daily learning cycles. What did you do badly? What did you do well? What could you do differently? So we want to review what we've done yesterday. Last night, we took a 5-pip scalp trade using the thick orange line on the AutoCAD, and that closed, I think, within an hour after we took it. So the improvement there isn't much, but the act of going through and being intentional in what you're doing, that leads to the improvement. So we were okay there. We are technical traders. Technical traders means that the tools really focus on price action, and but price action isn't the only thing that drives how currency prices move. So we want to know what news or news-related items are going to be. So we go to some place called Forex Factory that summarizes what news events and how they might impact currency. So forexfactory.com, and it breaks things down into low impact, medium impact, which is orange, and high impact, which is red. Ideally, if there's a red item, I want to trade around it. I don't want to be holding a pair 2 hours beforehand because I don't want to get sucked up into the vortex of the news, because I can't predict how the news is going to impact things. So if we're looking here, we've got pretty clear sailing. We've got a couple orange items and mostly yellow. So we got nothing to worry about. So with that, we will go into our technical analysis, and I am going to start with and again, these trades are different than what we show lights. The lights, we're showing you kind of simpler versions of the signals to get you with the goal of getting you to understand the different elements of the charts and what they communicate. This is the light 6 major, which you have a copy of in your folder. On the 10-point trade, I start with this middle section, the majors and minors, and I am looking for situations where we are oversold. When we're oversold, that is a buying opportunity, or overbought. When we're overbought, that is a selling opportunity, and I'm looking for a certain setup. Basically, when we're oversold, I want all the lines to be below the red line and pointing up. So here we've got the minors pointing up, majors pointing down. So I don't have everybody in agreement, so I am going to pass. This chart is a 1 hour chart, which means that each of these candles are on a 1 hour basis. I like to trade off of the 1 hour chart, and generally I'm looking for at least 10 to 20 pips. Here we are oversold, and this first chart is primarily US based pairs. Here we're in the middle of the channel and we're kind of halfway, so I'm going to pass. If it was less than halfway, I would consider it. But since we are just about halfway, the green line is over the halfway mark and the red line is just about touching it. I want to catch it. Had we caught it the last hour when the cross just happened, when they just started pointing up, that would have been okay. I'm okay if the minors are kind of more through the channel, but I want the majors not to kind of just be entering the channel. So we've kind of missed this for right now. Pound dollar, we are oversold. The lines are below. Majors are going up, minors are going up, and I have a double cross, green on top of red and gray on top of black. So I've got all 3 points here. 1, oversold. 2, all the lines are pointing up. And 3, I've got green over red and gray over black. I would like this a little bit more if hold on here. I'd like this a little bit more. If you see the difference between this setup and this setup, the lines over here on the Euro USD are a little steeper than they are here on the pound USD. I would like it better if the green line was a little steeper, but for now we'll take it. When I see the setup on the majors and minors, and I jump up to the TNTs, and I am looking for confirmation of what I'm seeing here, which is telling me a buy move. So I'm going to count how many lines are consistent with the buy. The 2 orange lines are going up. The blue lines are inversely related. So when blue is going down, that means up. Dotted blue is coming down. So I got 3 of the 4 lines here telling me buy. When I have 3 out of the 4 or 4 out of the 4, then I'm going to go down to the pressure, the last piece of information, and I want to see up pressure. Up pressure or the green line on top. Here I've got kind of sideways pressure with a big gap. The bigger this gap, the less strong the signal. Typically, sideways like this means there's going to be retracement. What retracement is this candle is going to mimic back one of the previous candles, and it's going to be this red one here. I don't like. You can see it's wavering a little bit. The green line on the pressure is kind of flat or horizontal, going up a little bit, down a little bit. I'd like to see what this green line is doing. Given that it's going up and down a little bit, I am going to pass. It takes. You need to become picky on selecting your setups as you learn a trade plan in your coaching. You need to get. You want to have all of the elements. You don't want just 2 of the 3 elements or whatever it is. You want all of the elements because to be successful at this, you want to have a high winning percentage. To get that high winning percentage happens when we get all of the factors in the trade to do what they're supposed to be doing, and it happens. You just have to have patience to wait till it happens. You can't anticipate that it's going to happen. You want to, be there to have it fully happen. What happened here? So let's keep going. USD Canadian overbought, going down. Minors have already gone through the channel. Majors are still up in the overbought area. So we've got, again, I'm not as concerned that the majors have gone through the channel or the minors have gone through the channel. I'm going to decide off of what the majors are doing. It is better when all of the lines are clumped together. This guy is a little sideways for me. The slope isn't that steep. I want a steepness and slope here. But so we do have, technically, we have 3 points here. 2 orange lines are going down, up on the TNTs, dotted line going up. So that's 3 points there. And I've got mild down pressure here. Got mild down pressure here with green on top. So I have 7 points here. 3 here, 3 here, 1 here. When I have 7 points, when I have 7 points, then that warrants more analysis. So what I am going to do is I want to know where the support and resistance are and what the trend is. So I am going to go to a full chart. I'm going to go to a chart that just has the candles USD CAD on it. So let us do that. So this is a pound yen. So I'm going to take the pound yen. I don't think I have a USD Canadian chart. Let's see here. My chart setup's USD Canadian. I do not. So I'm just going to take this chart and I'm going to turn it into a USD Canadian. So USD CAD. I am going to scrunch it up because the first thing I want to do is I want to put some support and resistance on here. Because I don't normally trade this, so I don't have a chart that has the lines on it. So support and resistance are places where the candles seem to naturally stop. So this is a 1 hour chart. So I'm going to drop a line in here and I'm going to see where do we have spots where the lines seem to naturally stop. So right in here, right in here, right in here, right in here, and here, and here. So I want to know where those places are because the price action tends to repeat itself. So if there's a natural spot where the price tends to stop, that means there's built up buying and selling action there. And I don't want to trade through that. So we put a couple below. So here, like right in here, right in here, in here a little bit, in here, in here. Let's get one above. So right here, right here, right here, right in here. I'm going to do one more below and one more above. And let's see, so I'm going to grab them and so right here, right in here, right in here. Let's put one more above. Kind of right in here, right in here, right in here. Now, what is the trend? This is well, from the last week, we had a big drop, and then it's mostly been in this channel here the last week. It went up a little bit, came back down a little bit. To me, this isn't a clear trend up or down. The reason I want to know the trend is that's going to help me determine how many pips I want to take. So if I'm taking a sell into a downtrend, I'm going to take a little bit more than if I'm taking a sell in a buy trend. And what did we see here? We saw Ah, interesting. While we have been taking a look at this, let me just reload this. Our the majors have changed. All right, so the majors are now going up. So we are going to pass on this. Majors going up. So what we're seeing here is inconsistent, and you can see it's kind of it's bumping into this support line. But anyways, so we don't like that signal, so let's keep going. USD Canadian oversold. We're going up. We're not quite halfway, so I'm okay with this. Miners are kind of sideways versus going up. I've got 3 points up in the TNT, 2 orange lines going up, dotted blue coming down, but I've got down pressure, but I do have green on top. I don't really have a double cross here. Green isn't really crossing over, or it's not crossing over enough, so I'm going to pass. Let's go to some non-US pairs and see what we come up with. Pound, euro pound, overbought going up. Australian dollar yen going oversold going down. Euro Canadian dollar majors are overbought going up. Australian New Zealand dollar oversold going down. I probably, even if we had a good signal here, because it's the middle of the night now in Australia, I probably wouldn't take that. Oversold going hasn't turned yet. Overbought going up. Let's go to the next group. When you see this little chevron here, that means the clock isn't on time. Canadian yen. Majors are oversold going up. Miners are overbought actually and going sideways. Because one is overbought, oversold, I'm going to pass on this. If the majors were like still going, the miners were still going up, I'd think about it. But because they're going sideways, I'm going to pass. Euro, New Zealand dollar, overbought going up. Pound, New Zealand dollar, everything is more sideways than up, so we'll pass. New Zealand dollar, yen. We don't have the double cross. Gold with the dollar, oversold, still going down. Let's take a look at the next pair. Australian Canadian dollar, oversold, going down. Pound or Swiss franc, yen. Miners are coming down. Majors aren't there yet. Euro yen, miners are entering the channel, but majors are entering the channel. Miners are starting to turn around and come back. Pound Australian dollar, we've already gone through the channel on the majors. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, miners are going up, majors going down. And Canadian dollars, Swiss franc, we're oversold, but we don't have the majors going up yet. They're going sideways. So we've gone through about 22 different pairs. I didn't see a setup that I liked. So with that, we will now switch over. We'll change our analysis. We'll use the thick orange line trade. Thick orange line trade focuses on what the thick orange line is doing. And you can see the thick orange line numbers up here. It is a scaled number. It goes from 0 to 10. 0 when it's as low as it can go. 10 is when it's as high as it can go. So I'm looking for situations where this is 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end. So 0, it has been 0 the last 3 hours. When it is at 0, it is telling us that it believes there is no more up in the movement. So if there's no more up in the movement, that is a good buy signal. But we want confirmation. And there's 2 ways we can get confirmation. One way is I can just look and see what the majors and minors are doing. And if all 4 lines are well below the red, that is a good, that confirms what I'm seeing here. So it is worth 5 pips. It's a little scalp trade. You can kind of think about it like pulling an elastic when the candle changes on the hour, which is in 3 minutes, 25 seconds. We'll get a little snap up. Only thing I don't like here is I wish the red was a little further down. But I'm going to we've got like another minute to take a look. I want to see if there's anything better. If we don't see anything better, we'll take this one. 5 isn't close enough. 2 isn't close enough. 9 is close enough. But when I go to the majors and minors, the majors are up. Like I like this, but the minors aren't there. We took one of these the other day when I cheated a little bit because the minors weren't quite there and it burned us. So I'm going to pass. 2, 10. 10, yes. We're as high as we can go. And we have all of the lines well above. The minors are starting to come down, but I'm okay with the minors starting to come down. The red line here, I'm specifically interested in what the red line is doing. The red line is way up there. See, it's further up than this guy is down over here on the AUD USD. So let's go ahead and take a buy on the a sell on the USD JPY for 5 pips, a sell on the USD. So I'm going to open up my MetaTrader 4. I am going to find the chart USD JPY. If I did not have the chart open, I would go to File, New Chart, and it's usually he's right in that top section there. Once I pull the chart up, I go to the second row, go to New Order. I confirm my symbol. My volume is going to be a function of how much I have in the account. So if I go to look at my account, there's $11,000. This is a demo account. So I'm going to use a volume of 1.1. I'm just moving the decimal spot over 4 places. So volume of 1.1, it's going to be a market transaction. I am not going to worry about the stop loss or take profit at this point. I just want to get it in. So it is a market sell. It records it down below. I just click anywhere along it, right click, and it'll pop up the menu. Go to modify. This little tool will do the math for me. So 50 points is 5 pips. We're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss on it. So if I'm going for 5 pips, it'll be a 20 pip stop loss, which is 200 points. The only other thing I want to do is I want to make sure I get my full 5 pips. So if I get in at 109.924, if I take 5 pips away from 924, I'm going to go to 874. 874. So I'm going to get the 5 pips and click, and it drops it in so that I can see it. I see my stop loss. I see my take profit. So we took a sell on the USD JPY, sell on the USD JPY. The take profit is 109.924. 0.874, 109.874. Stop loss is 110.128, 110.128. Some traders on this trade like to just make sure, that the number changes by a point. We didn't get the full point. It was at 10, and it has now gone to 9.1. I think we'll be okay. It moved by 0.8, 0.9. We ideally want to get this at, I'd like it to go down to 8 something. But you can see the thick orange is starting to come down. So I think we'll be okay. So to little recap, we first used the first signal, which was the 10-point trade. 10-point trade is usually good for between 10 and 20 pips, but we didn't see a setup that we liked. So toward the top of the hour, we switched over and started looking for the thick orange line, which has 2 criteria associated with it. One, the thick orange line is either number is either 0 or 1, 0 or 10, or within 1 pip of it. And then if we get that, then we look for support on the majors and minors. So we saw that in this situation. So we took the sell for 5 pips. We don't have to do the calculation in terms of how many pips is it worth, because this has been tested. It's always good for 5 pips. Okay, gang, thanks for being here. Let's see if we got any questions. No questions. We are here to help. We will make you good traders. The tools work. The training's awesome. You're going to like it. If you have any questions, reach out to me or whoever you're working with, and we'll get them answered for you. Thanks so much. So we will see you on Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye.